Stevie Wonder sings in a song, "Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand." And as we've seen in the last 2 weeks, music will also always be a part of the revolution. It's Tuesday, it's June 2nd, and this is the current music news. I'm Jade.
And I'm Jay. Last week, we looked at how the music industry looked inward in the wake of George Floyd's killing, looking at its own history of racial exclusion behind the scenes, even as Black artists fill the charts. At the same time, music is providing a soundtrack to protests against police brutality and racism. Artists ranging from upcoming amateurs to the industry's biggest stars are sharing new songs, as well as past songs of sadly continuing relevance.
And whether you've been out protesting the last couple of weeks, or maybe you've just been watching it online, you probably have noticed that singing and dancing has been a huge part of these protests, whether it is an act of angry chanting or maybe just defiant joy. Here is a crowd in New York singing a Bob Marley anthem with live drums and live saxophone.
Songs like Childish Gambino's "This Is America" and NWA's "F the Police" have been surging on streaming services. YG took the name of that NWA song for a new protest song released last week. Pig Feet is a new song by Terrace Martin with collaborators including Kamasi Washington and Denzel Curry. An opening statement in the music video says, "This video is happening right outside your window."
Helicopters over my balcony. If the police can't arrest, they wanna smoke every ounce of me. Practice alchemy, see how the life converted. You tell me life's a female dog, well I'm perverted. Go to jail or get murdered. Murder was the case they gave us. Manipulate the system so the prison could save us. Ain't nothing could save us. Foot locker, liquor stores, undercovers, buying whores. 10 years plus 4 little kids.
And there have been so many independent artists who have taken the time to talk about their thoughts and their feelings all about George Floyd, but also about police brutality, about racism, about, their hopes for the future. Here's one from New Mexico, a 16-year-old artist named Chloe Nixon, and her original song, "I Can't Breathe."
Growing up in America, we're always told that we can call 911, please help me. 911, protect me. 911, I'm shaking. 911, I'm breaking. 911, I'm crying. 911, I'm dying. 911, come fend for me. But 911 is right in front of me. And I can't breathe, no. I can't breathe, no. I can't breathe, no.
On Sunday night, a lot of big-name artists came together for a YouTube live stream dedicated to the class of 2020. In addition to wishing this year's graduates strength as they collect their degrees during a global pandemic, many artists also shared their thoughts on the enduring plague of racism. Bono made some stark remarks as he introduced a new version of U2's song "Beautiful Day," featuring stars including Leon Bridges, Camila Cabello, Chris Martin, and Khalid, and produced by Phineas.
As an Irishman, I've always believed that America is not just a country, it's an idea, it's a dream that belongs to the whole world. And now I know in recent times, the world has been reminded that America is an idea that doesn't even belong to a lot of Americans. You can vault the barricades of bigotry, and with your vote, you can dismantle institutions that uphold that bigotry and are in your way. You can enter America. You can enter America. We will all enter with you. But it's going to be you, and that is going to be a beautiful day.
Thought you'd found a friend. to take you out of this space, so you could lend a hand in return for grace.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls and feel like it's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away.
Sunday, June 7th, was also Prince's 62nd birthday. Yes, Prince didn't really celebrate his birthday, but his estate wanted to mark the anniversary of his birth, and they did so by releasing this handwritten note in which Prince had written, "Nothing is more ugly in the whole wide world than intolerance." The estate also released a new video for Prince's song Baltimore. This was a song that Prince originally wrote and recorded back in 2015 after the death of Freddie Gray.
Among the Minneapolis musicians who've written and recorded music in the wake of George Floyd's killing is MC Longshot, who just finished and released a new EP called I'm Saying. Andrea Swenson, host of The Current's local show, talked to Longshot about the inspiration for this new music and how recording this new EP felt very different than any music he'd made before.
So like I said, Thursday afternoon, I was like, what are you gonna do now? What's your next step? And the part of that was, let's make some art, because that was brimming. It was just, I don't get writer's block. I've never had writer's block. That's just a thing that I've never had, because I don't, my words and my songs and everything aren't coming from here. They're coming from inside of me. So how could I ever the passion for the music and the passion for the art would have to be gone, or so, for me to not. I'm always inspired to create. I ain't got nothing but my story to tell. I ain't got nothing but the opportunity to inspire other people. So it's just always there. But with this was a different zone I was in, Andrea, and it just came out in a completely different way. The words are they hit differently. The beats, my boy, these are the whole EP was produced by another one of my very, very good friends, Brian Oman. He's the owner of Sexy Quality clothing apparel here. He's an amazing dude. But these beats, I didn't even know he made beats, and that's how also it all just comes together like that. And so Thursday, when I he dumped a bunch of beats on my hard drive, so I plug in the hard drive, and the very first beat that came up was what became "Burn It Down," the very last song on the EP. I just feel blessed and feel fortunate to be an instrument and to lend the voice of the people. This ain't for me. This ain't me. Just listen to the music and the messages, and just let that absorb, get in your skin and absorb it and escape, ponder, reflect. Be inspired to then go out and make your change and fight the fight the way you're gonna fight it.
When I'm rolling with the army, now you face it on me. And as for the bubble, too big, try to swarm me. I got a way to fight another day. Now I say burn it down, sister down, Babylon. Burn it down to the ground, make them feel how we feel, man, they killing us slow. Burn it down to the ground, burn it down. Burn it down to the ground, burn it down. Burn it down to the ground.
That's the current music news. We will continue to follow the protests, the mourning, and the music.
And we'll leave you with a scene from Washington, D.C. Just as dusk was coming over the town and, the lights in the city were turning on, a local musician, his name was Kenny Sway, he asked the protesters to turn on their phone lights and lift them up in the air. And he started singing and led the entire crowd with a version of a Bill Withers song that we've all been leaning on a lot lately.
Swallow the